This topic is solving a two-step equation with integers. So our first example is solve for y, 4 equals 2y plus 2. And our goal in any equation that we're trying to solve is to get a variable on one side and your constants on the other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep the y on the right side, but we're going to try to start moving everything else over to the left side. And the first thing I can do is I can move the 2 with the plus 2 over to the other side. Let me rewrite this. 4 equals 2y plus 2. I can subtract 2 from the right side and subtract 2 from the left side. Anything I do to one side, I've got to do the other side to keep the equation balanced. So now when I rewrite this, 2 plus 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. I'm just going to cancel that out. So we'll have 2y equals 2. Now what I can do is I can divide by 2 on both sides, because this 2y really is the same thing as 2 times y. So what I'm doing is I'm then dividing by 2 on both sides. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so it cancels out. And then on the left side, 2 divided by 2 is also 1, so y equals 1. And then we can check our answer by going back to the original problem and substituting 1 for y. So this means 2 times 1 is 2, plus 2 more is 4, so we've checked 4 equals 4. Here's another example. On this one we have negative 15 equals 5w minus 5. I'm going to do the same thing I did on the last one. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. Once I do that, subtracting 5, adding 5 is nothing, so I'm going to cancel it out. We have 5w on the right side. Negative 15 plus 5 is negative 10 on the left side. And again, this 5w is equal to 5 times w, so I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides. That 5 divided by 5 will just equal 1w, so I'm going to write just w. And negative 10 split into 5 groups equals negative 2. So I can go back to my original problem. Negative 15 equals 5 times negative 2 minus 5. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. And then negative 10 minus 5 is equal to negative 15. So I've checked w equals negative 2. In this example, we have negative 16 equals negative 8 plus x over 2. X over 2 means x divided by 2. Before I mess around with the x divided by 2, I'm going to get rid of the negative 8 by adding 8, because a negative 8 plus 8 is equal to 0, but I've got to do that to both sides. So that will be canceled out. We'll be just left with x over 2 on the right side. Negative 16 plus 8 equals negative 8. And then what we have is x over 2 really means the same thing as x divided by 2. So to cancel out dividing by 2, we're going to multiply by 2. That will end up being 1. But we're going to have to multiply by 2 on the left-hand side as well. So I'm going to put parentheses and then put times 2 on the left-hand side. 2 negative 8s is negative 16. So x equals negative 16. I'm going to substitute this back in to check. Negative 16 divided by 2 is equal to negative 8. And then negative 8 plus another negative 8 does equal negative 16. So we've checked. X does equal to negative 16. And one last example, 4x plus 2 equals 26. I'm going to subtract the 2 from both sides. Then I'll have 4x on the left, and I'll have 24 on the right. Then I'm going to divide by 4 both sides. Then I will have 1x on the left and 24 divided by 4, which is 6 on the right. I'm going to go back and substitute to check to make sure that I did this right. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 2 more does equal 26. So we've confirmed that x equals 6.